Hey everybody, it's Charlie and Nathan from Daily Motor. We got Alyssa behind the camera, and behind us is the beautiful facelifted 2021 Lexus LS500. Now if you're joining us later on archived live stream, this is where we come out at least once a week and interact with you all in the comments, go around, drive one of the cool new cars we've got in at Daily Motor headquarters, answer your questions on either this car or any other vehicles we've had around, any of our videos recently, and just kind of have a good time interacting with you all. So let's get right on into it here. The Lexus LS has been around for about 20 years or so now and has always kind of been its own member of this category. You've got the Mercedes S-Class and BMW 7 Series. It's a pretty good list of vehicles in this class, but the LS has always been the stable for reliability, kind of more of a subdued luxury. And then the Genesis G90 is kind of coming in and rivaling it there, but you still really can't get any better than the LS. Now for 2021, they did add a little bit of a facelift to it. You recognize these lights from the Lexus IS. They've definitely got a new design language, and I think they look a lot better than the very multiple angle kind of triangular lights of before. So these still obviously have a very sharp edge here, but it's a little bit more flowing. Now what do you two think about the big Lexus grille? Because I'm not a huge fan, but I know a lot of our subscribers like it.
I like it.
Yeah?
It's a lot better than you know, if it were for just this and it stopped right there. I like big showy grills, not just because they're big and showy, but because they're different and they create a different and exciting presence.
Even if everybody's doing them now?
Yeah, everyone's got a different big grill.
That's true.
That is very true.
BMW has their very slanted grill. Lincoln has their big open gaping with the lit up Lincoln badge. This has the vacuum cleaner
alien
start.
looking.
Yeah. And it just looks cool, and it fits with the car, I think.
You're right. This being a large vehicle as it is, and being here in the F Sport trim, so you got the black on the white with some of the dark chrome accents, I like it better on this car than I do some of the smaller like sedans and SUVs. I think it fits more. You come around to the side here, it's got such a nice, beautiful sweeping profile. I think that's another thing that was improved here in the 2021 refresh. It's subtle, but it just makes the car look a little bit more proportional, and you can tell not only does it look aerodynamic, it looks fast. And again, that's helped out by the F Sport package. We have some dark accents, these darker wheels. Nathan and I were wondering on the way over here if these are Summers.
Look how beautiful.
They do look like a summer
shiny
tire.
Those wheels are.
Bridgestone. They're run flats. That's one thing. Temperature A. Yeah, they might be actually. Either way, it handles remarkably well. And this is a rear-wheel drive model also, so that helps with not only refinement, it's not quite as heavy, but it feels surprisingly nimble, as we'll see when we get behind the wheel.
Another thing back up towards the front that I love, and I love when I first saw this on the Kia Stinger GT, it just raised up. The gunmetal.
Along the bottom and around?
Yes, I love that. I don't like chrome. I like brushed silver better, but this is my favorite. This gunmetal, gunmetal chrome essentially. I love that. That's my favorite thing.
A gunmetal finish kind of thing. It's even on these little. What do you call these little? These parts.
Vent accents.
Right there.
Splitter.
Yeah. Splitters. That's the word I was trying to think of.
Now, that's a radiator in there actually. So that's real. That's real. That's real, and that's not real. This is fake. Look.
In there?
Yeah. Over here, if I use my vent checker right here, it goes all the way in. Over there, it does not.
We do have a fake bit running along the middle here, but it is real on top and bottom as well.
So we are stepping up our technology game as well today. So we got our standard comment reading as well as a remote desktop into our PC at home. So we've got the actual live stream broadcast studio. So we want to say hello to Marty. He's back, one of our donors.
Hey!
Moran Samandi, classic. And Jonathan G, as he likes to go by, Tall John, with the GT350. If you saw our vehicle recently, he has the GT350 and prospective super buyer as well.
Cool.
So they're all in here. We'll be checking in on the comments periodically throughout the video. So let us know anything you'd like to see. And as I mentioned in the comments, we've got a surprise. we do have the Kia K5 accessible to us, and if we hit $10 in donations, that's it, 10 easy bucks or $5 on the Cash App, we'll go out and take that out for a little spin as well at the end of the stream. So hit that super chat button, throw us some cash on the Cash App, and let's have some fun.
And as a reminder, it is just a $10 total donation, so no one is expected to do a full 10. It's just, you know, someone can donate 2, someone can donate 1. As long as we reach up to 10, then we'll get the Kia in here.
So I've spent a good amount of time in the car already, but Alissa and Nathan have not.
Right.
So initial impressions, what have you guys thought about the comfort inside and just the general layout of the cabin?
It is extremely comfortable, extremely good looking, and the quality, the fit and finish is next level. I don't think I've ever felt a car that's been so well put together.
I think the last one you commented that much on was probably the Mercedes GLS. Because I remember you banging against things and being like, nothing moves, like the handle's very, very
I was
sturdy.
over-exaggerating a bit all of it on that one. This is actually like, surprises me.
Yeah.
How well put together it is. And then you get in here, oh, that is so comfortable. And, you know, my elbow fits perfectly on the armrest. Everything is accessible. Everything feels nice. Everything looks amazing. You got these actually true metal trim pieces that run all the way along the dashboard and all the way to the other side. And this is actually, it's like a car, no, actually these are little Lexus emblems in here. I don't know if you can pick that up on camera.
We won't be able to pick that up, yeah.
There's little Lexus emblems inside this like panel black plastic.
Yeah.
Nope. That's really
They're
cool.
like shiny little metallic pieces inside that panel.
And this is all, the ceiling's all Alcantara. These are Alcantara. The everything's soft. Everything's either metal, leather, piano black, or Alcantara.
Yeah, the materials are very premium feeling.
And look at the seat controls. This is silver, and these are metal. This is all metal.
Either that or a very, very premium feeling plastic.
Right.
Sometimes it's tough to tell.
They're cold like metal, but they don't have to do this, yet they do. And I love it when not just Lexus, but other car companies do that.
Yep.
This is probably the finest example I've seen. Anything quirky here? Nope.
I do like this here in the door panel, these cool materials.
Right, the simple quilting that they did in here to add some definition to it is really nice. And this is actually beveled inside. It has a nice texture to it. Beautiful. Really very premium feeling.
And obviously a lot of people are going to spend time in the back seat of an LS. So Alissa, let's pop you in and make sure you fit, you know?
Yeah, because that's a huge question that's on everyone's mind.
Will 5'1" Alissa fit in the back seat of the LS500?
Ta-da!
I think the answer is yes.
Yeah, this is really very nice. I think the seats are raised up higher back here, which makes sense being a bench seat compared to the 2 front seats.
You probably
really
never had
cool.
more knee room before in a vehicle.
A sedan, that's for sure. I mean, maybe a truck would have more, an SUV for sure.
Maybe my minivan with the middle seats down.
Yeah, yep, with all the seats down, all the legroom you could ever want.
Yep.
Yep. This seating is really very neat. It's got this perforated leather with some different tones on the inside of each perforated hole. I like it when car companies do that because it adds a very nice subtle element. The different color changes, different tones. So it's very, I like that. It's a nice little change. And we've got some really neat detail on the seats on the inside as well. This center console is quite neat.
So I'm gonna start it up so we can show off a few of the features in the back seat and get a little heat running.
Okay, yeah, I'll shut this door. Also, before I shut the door and when you guys can see it, look at the detail in this speaker. It's a Mark Levinson speaker.
23 speakers in this vehicle.
Wow, 23?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I don't know if you heard that, Nathan. 23 speakers in here.
Wow. Beautiful.
They even have speakers up here.
Yep.
Yeah,
Speakers
that's
on top.
pretty great.
Vladsta, good to have you on, and yeah. Oh, Jonathan G said, LOL, I wish he might have been referring to fitting in the back. I'm not sure. He is about 1 foot tall. No, much more than 1 foot taller than you. More than 1.5 foot taller than you.
It's me like almost 7 feet tall.
Yeah, I think he's like 6'8", 6'9". So with the vehicle running in this nice center flip down armrest, which you can see has cup holders, very capacious. You've got a big center well there. I was actually able to fit my 10-inch tablet in there. And then you've got these controls. You've got 3-stage heated seats as well as with an auto mode. You've got a rear sunshade, privacy shade that'll come up. So that's nice to have. And then you can also control the front seat from right here. You can scoot it up.
Now, I was trying to do it while Alissa was up there making fun of me. It does, I don't think it works when someone's actually in the front seat.
Oh, the car was off.
No, or like when we were driving.
Oh, really?
Either that, or I could try sitting over there and maybe it actually has to sense someone in that seat.
No, I've done it earlier today with no one in that seat. So why don't you hop around to the passenger side real quick and we'll test it. Seat controls are actually metal coated plastic. Wow, thanks, Moran. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not only impressive that they are that, but that he found that. Nathan Moran Samandi let us know that those seat controls are metal coated plastic. So it's both. But there is metal. And Yas is in. Hey, Yas.
Hey.
Another one of our super donors. Appreciate your support. So let's see. Oh, you're right.
Oh.
So when there's weight sensed in that seat, you cannot, it actually locks out this control here.
You're very lucky.
Good.
That's cool.
That's really good.
I would not know that if it weren't for our live drive here, because I, in my review, just said, you know, hey, you can move the seat back and forth, but I never would have known that it gets locked out there. Christopher B said, how is the Mark Levinson? Well, Chris, I did the review today. I did a lot of listening. I'm giving it about a 9. It's not as good as the Mark Levinson in the GX460. It's probably on par with the GV80 that we just had. Better than the X5, not as good as the TLX, not as good as the Volvo, and not as good as the GLS 580. But still quite good. And having the touchscreen up there helps a lot, which we'll go over here soon. But yeah, the seat's so comfortable back here. Hi, Sean. A good amount of recline. Nathan pointed out earlier that the bolstering is kind of just right. It sort of hugs you just enough to not slip and slide around too much. Headroom is a little tight. I'm only 5'10", and I've only got an inch or two.
And it does go up, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... Yeah. Oh, you've got... Why do you have two? Oh, there's an individual light here.
A reading light and then a dome
light.
light.
Reading light and then a dome light. Yeah, wow.
Like an airplane.
Although they're not like Volvo where you can... Oh, they are. No, are they?
Explain yourself.
In the Volvos, you can hold down the button and dim it. It looks like it's got 2 settings. So there's bright, dim, and off.
Okay.
Nifty. Any other surprises here in the back seat? Beladiya Jay too. We're getting the crew.
Hey.
Good to have everybody on the stream. So we're gonna be driving the Lexus here for a while, and then if we hit $10 of donations, we will hop in the K500, not K500, K5. I'm getting that confused with the Kia K900, which will be delivered to us by none other than the Topher.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So let's get those donations in and swap ourselves out for a Kia. Hey, look at that. We got a little makeup mirror, a little vanity mirror.
And there's one on that side too.
Well, of course.
I'm not seeing any USB Type-C ports anywhere.
You're right. That is one of the downsides. You know, Lexus is always a little bit behind the curve. They're always a little more conservative with their technology, and there are no USB-C ports in this car. However, there are a good amount of USB-As. I think there's 4 around the vehicle, as well as a 120-volt wall-style outlet right there.
Okay,
cool.
That's annoying.
What's happening?
The tinking sound?
Yes.
Oh, when you're using the
like it's a
entertainment
scroll.
center?
Your mouse doesn't do that when you scroll through stuff on a computer. Why does it have to?
Trust me, the infotainment is the bane of every single Lexus. So we will talk about that here soon.
Oh, what can I do?
But also, working a computer at a desktop is entirely different than driving a car. So you'd want something that's a little bit more responsive and letting you know that you're selecting
but it already
different things.
It already vibrates when you select something. That's enough. But this beeping is just like...
Well, they're probably wanting to add even more sensation to it because they know that even using the infotainment center while you're driving is going to be that much more distracting.
Jonathan, in regards to the sound system again, I think what I came down to, the GX460 managed to replicate a more natural sound than this vehicle. I think something to do with these roof-mounted speakers in here, as well as what I really appreciated about the GX460 was how natural it sounded in that vehicle. And I think the larger cabin, as well as better speaker placements and a very, very quiet ride in NVH allowed for just the premium sound system experience. And I think the GLS 580 also benefited from that. I would say the NVH was a little bit better in both of those, but this is probably the best sedan. What's the other car you asked? I'd say the NVH is better in this than the G90, but not quite the GX or the GLS. But the ride is smoother than both of those cars. So, subtleties. I mean, we're talking it's really good for everything, but when you're talking the little tiny differences. Can we hear it rev? Of course. Nathan, would you like to stand back for a rev shot?
Sure.
Here's the camera.
Oh, Moran, that's not even a question. Of course the S63. The S-Class is still the best in this class. Let you guys remember that during this
Although, I would take this.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
Have you ever been? Why?
Because the Mercedes are horribly unreliable.
Who cares? You're leasing it.
I'd still rather have this.
Okay. I bet you if you spent time in an S-Class, you'd go, oh, especially the new one that's coming out, 2021, it's going to be.
Yeah, that's true.
There's nothing better than an S-Class other than like a Rolls Royce.
I like Lexus as a brand better than Mercedes.
That's fair. That's fair, but the S-Class is...
Plus, especially, I will never, ever, ever lease a Mercedes or any car really. I would buy used, and if I'm buying a used car,
you're not gonna
Lexus
get this
all the
then.
way.
Yeah,
in fact,
that is true.
A used car on my list is the RCF.
Oh.
I was surprised by the RCF.
That was a fun car.
Yeah.
I really like that car.
We thrashed the RCF on track the whole day at like 90 degrees, and it was perfectly fine. It's even better. Even the NSX we had that day threw a code, and the Lexus was perfect.
A ton of them. Just
well,
like
yeah,
Christmas tree.
one time, many codes. Yes.
Yes.
And I know people, like other journalists, have said it's not as good as an M4. It's too heavy and everything. But what I care about is it going to eat my wallet at the repair shop in the future?
All right, let's do that rev clip.
Does he need that the iPhone?
Yeah, go ahead and take the hotspot and the camera.
I will stay in the warmth.
Let's go to the back. Are you ready? All I will say is I am not surprised. You can tell it's a big, powerful engine trying to get out, but they have it muffled because in the end this is a full-size luxury sedan. So I would...
How's it sound back there?
Nothing impressive, but I'm not surprised. I mean,
it's a very muffled V6.
Yeah, like I was just saying, it's a full-size luxury sedan. And you can tell it's a powerful engine trying to escape, and if you took the, I assume, giant muffler and resonator off of there, it would be something else, but it's a full-size luxury sedan.
All right, well, here in the driver's seat, one of the more important parts of any car, you can see we've got the classic Lexus gauge cluster. Get you guys real close in there. It's in Sport Plus mode. If I shift on into normal, we've got kind of more of just that black look. It's a very dark cabin in a time where a lot of manufacturers are doing sort of the browns and the grays and the whites. Lexus is stuck with all black in here essentially. I mean, obviously a few accentuations in silver, but mostly black. I think it's fairly handsome. It's a little busy for my taste. A lot going on, a lot of these stripes, a lot of buttons, the touchpad. But let's get to the big elephant in the room, the infotainment screen. For those of you who are familiar with the 2020 Lexus, which, fun fact, we actually have a 2020 Lexus LS in the office as well. It's up at Chris's right now. We've got a 2020 and a 2021 at the same time. The 21 brings the screen out closer to the driver and allows you to touch it. So anything you were able to do with the trackpad back in previous Lexuses, you can now do on the touchscreen. I will say though, for as much usability as it adds, they didn't redesign the system whatsoever. So it's purely the same as what you were used to using, just with touch abilities. And the one place I found a hiccup in is if you go into a menu that you have to scroll down into, you can't do it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so you see there's a little arrow right here telling me that there's more to find. But whether I use 2 fingers or 1 finger or I click down there or anything, I can't get to it. I have to use the touchpad, go over, and then bada bing, I've got a whole second menu. but I have not found a way. Now, if you're over on a menu, what can I bring up? Like this, it gives you a little scroller, and then you can actually click and go down. So that, yeah, tap, that's fair enough, but over here you can't do it. Now, Moran, my shout out to you. If you can do your magic on the internet and figure out a way to scroll with the touchscreen.
Our techie.
Yeah, then let us know. But from what I can tell, that's undoable. But that doesn't come up too frequently in your everyday operation. Other than that, the touchscreen adds so much usability to this system. The other thing, we'll get to comments in just a moment. Okay, the last thing I want to mention, if any of you are familiar with the old LS, getting to the heated seats was a big pain in the butt because there's no buttons for it, and you'd have to go to menu and like over to climate, and then choose seating and choose your heat. So a lot of steps, very unnecessary. Now they added a button right here individually for heated seat, heated, cooled seat, and heated steering wheel controls. So that makes it much quicker.
I have to say, the heated seats back here are amazing.
You a little toasty on your booty?
Yes.
I need mine off.
Okay. Let's go, yep. And then passenger, or sorry, seat climate. Oh, yours is off. Do you want cooled?
No.
Okay. All right, what's going on in the old comment section?
Well, we will need to talk, and of course it's going to happen later, about the suspension and ride quality.
Yep.
They want to know how the haptic feedback is on the touch screen. So we were talking about the sound that it makes.
Right, there's no haptic feedback on the touch screen, but there is haptic feedback on the trackpad, and it's quite strong.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. And Marty W wants this, or he says, about a question would be a 10-year-old S63 or LS500.
Oh, LS500 every day of the week.
I mean, yeah, it's just a matter of, are you going to be daily driving it, or are you going to be,
Another question, do you want to drive it?
Yeah, are you going to be daily driving it, or are you going to pay a lot to have it fixed every few weeks? So, I mean, an S63 would be awesome, but I don't know if I'd be willing to keep it up and running.
Yeah, I'm not knocking it on its performance or anything, or the car it is. I'm just talking about in terms of personal finance and reliability, and how much do you actually want to use it. The LS would definitely be the better choice if you're worried about that. But if you're the type of people that are diehard S63, or a lot of people would probably also compare it to a 7 Series. If you're diehard 7 Series or S63 fans, then you definitely go for that. But
now, fun fact, I actually did own a 10-year-old Lexus LS, although it was actually 14 years old. And it was cool. I didn't have it for very long. It was a project car, but I liked it. I thought those were beautiful back then. So yeah, this is a little fun as well. You have bloop, camera mirror.
I love those. I think those are awesome.
Now this is annoying. When you're sitting here at a stoplight, it alerts you that traffic is coming by at a stop sign. And I was filming the sound system test earlier today, sitting at a stop sign like this, waiting for traffic to go by, waiting for my turn, and 3 times my music got interrupted just to let me know that there was traffic coming by. I was like, thanks, Lexus, I know how to drive.
Would you like to know how I know that there's traffic coming by?
Your eyeballs?
Yes.
Did it actually stop your music and beep and then start it again?
Well, yeah, it like turned the music down, beeped.
I don't like that at all.
I know. And to be fair, if you were poking out of like a parking spot or something, yes, it would be useful. So, you know, maybe there are certain times when that'd be useful. It's definitely useful when you're backing up, cross traffic alert, great.
Yeah.
But when you're just sitting there at a stop sign waiting for traffic to go by, it's getting a little obnoxious.
I can see it being really useful when you're getting out of a driveway or something like that has a lot of bushes around you, or a lot of buildings or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lexus, Toyota are always very conservative with everything. Their adaptive cruise control, their technology, everything is always like, we don't want any unintended consequences, so let's just play it safe. And that's, I mean, a lot of times that's preferable, but every now and then it can get annoying. So, what's going on in the comments?
Jonathan says he feels he likes a physical scroll and a D-pad.
Yes.
Instead of, I don't know, he just does.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I appreciate that they kept the trackpad, because like right now, if I were to adjust something, I'd just hit menu, go over to, you know, audio or something like that, or maybe press this media button and use that. But when you're stopped, it's definitely nice to have the touchscreen.
Does it have lane keep assist in that?
Sorry, go ahead.
Anna Band 747, I think I'm saying that right? Yes.
It does have a lane keep assist. It's not very good. It will ping pong. So I'll try to get it to do that here next time we come down this stretch of road. It's somewhat useful, but I end up turning it off during the highway fuel economy test, which you can do very easily. It's right here on the wheel.
And Moran says if you take care of the Mercedes, it's going to be reliable, and he knows because he owned a bunch of them over 15 years old, and they were very reliable.
Well, that's good. I do believe that. I do believe that most cars, if you treat them well, break them in properly, do your proper maintenance, you have a lot less likelihood of big things going wrong.
Maybe I'll take him up on that.
There you go. Let's S63 project car. Chris, if you're watching, that's the next car we're getting.
Maybe just for myself. Maybe that'll be my next thing.
You have to get rid of 2 cars.
1 car.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so we're gonna pull out on this from the stoplight here. I'll put it into Sport Plus. And we'll
Grab the
pull away.
handle.
Oh, we won't slide yet. The steering is surprisingly good. It's very light, even in Sport Plus, but I like light steering. It's relatively responsive though. I don't hate it, especially for this size of car. Yes, I know.
Wow. Can you turn that off?
Probably. So you hear that artificial sound, and what's kind of weird, see if you guys can notice this. I'm gonna floor it again. When I let go of the gas, the fake engine sound goes away, but the real engine sound is still there. So I'm gonna floor it. So the speaker immediately cuts out, but the engine hasn't upshifted yet. Yeah. So it's kind of silly. And I bet if I put it into comfort mode, it'll make an entirely different sound and much quieter.
We do have.
Yeah. See, then there's no fake engine sound in comfort mode. It sounds much better.
Okay. Yes, Nathan?
We do have some money.
Oh boy.
Beladiya sent us 40
rupees?
Rupees?
Yep.
Nice.
Cool. Thanks,
Thank
Beladiya.
you so much.
Jay.
And he got delivery of a Volvo XC40 the day before yesterday.
Hey.
Wow.
Very nice. What engine did they get?
Yeah. What engine did you get? And
Very
the
cool.
Topher says.
The Topher.
The Topher says he may be in the minority, but he misses the old mouse they used to have. It was a lot easier to quickly access the different screens.
I will somewhat agree with him on that, because you could kind of, it's similar to like in some of the rotary knobs. You could kind of just put your whole hand on it, move it around right to where you want to go, and then right when you're there, you just push down, select. But it'll be cool. I'll be curious. Make sure you guys check out the Topher as well. He'll be getting this car next, and I'm curious. He's got the 2020 and the 2021 back to back, and he's already spent seat time in the 2020 quite a bit. So it'll be cool to hear how much he thinks the touchscreen has improved the interface.
All right. Moran has commented, can you guess what he asked?
He wants to know if it upshifts for you automatically, and the answer is yes. So if we go manual mode, Sport Plus, get us down into second gear. So it did shift to third right there without me touching the paddles. And I was gonna kind of toss it around this corner, but this Focus doesn't want their transmission to fall out the side of their car, so they're taking it nice and easy on their one steely and one real wheel.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they slowed down a lot when we were speeding up to them.
Well, that doesn't make sense. I'd say the biggest frustration with the driving dynamics of this car is the laziness of the transmission. So, our transmission and powertrain in general, I don't know if you guys noticed, but when I was showing the shifting back there, I pressed the gas and it took a long time for anything to happen. So I want to go, how do I want to demonstrate this best? We're going to pull out, I'm going to be driving nice and easy in fourth gear, I'm going to downshift twice, second gear, floor it, and we'll see how long it takes the engine to kind of spool up. It's not I doubt these are huge turbos either. Maybe they are. It's a lot of power it's making. It's probably gonna beep at us. No, it didn't this time.
Oh wow.
Alright, so here we are. That's first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, cruising along, okay. 2 downshifts. Oh, well, let me go to second. Let's just go third. Floor it. It's just not the most responsive engine. There's definitely times that, especially if you're driving in not manual mode, you push through the kickdown pedal and there's a few second delay before anything meaningful happens. All right, let's... Oh, the car really likes to rotate though. I mean, traction control is definitely kicking in, but it rotates right around itself.
Yeah, you can tell it's a rear wheel.
Yeah, yep.
You know that feeling when it feels like there's a stake in the middle of the car and you're just spinning on it?
Yes.
That's my favorite.
Here we go again. Yeah.
I was not expecting a satisfying steering and driving experience from a car this large. So definitely, I'm impressed. I really am. It was not what I expected. And then you can throw in comfort mode right here, and we go over these bumps almost every live drive, and you'll see just how smoothly it kind of just takes it, but it's not going to be harsh.
Jeez, yeah.
See?
That's the best I've ever felt those bumps.
Yeah.
Here's a big one coming up.
Yep. Yeah, there's going to be...
Two, and... Oh, yeah, that was nice. Wow. Yeah, big bump too coming up here. That's pretty decent.
I didn't feel that one, but it was a lot better than a lot of other cars.
Yeah, and this is all very broken pavement. Even with the 21-inch wheels, it takes it nicely.
It pretty much does, yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
the moped.
One of the tests that I... Well, it wouldn't. One of the tests that I kind of should probably focus a little bit more on. When we go over bumps like that, I hold the GoPro out straight with my arm.
Yeah.
Like that, and a lot of the times it will bump and bounce and like hit the roof here.
Ah.
So if you guys have noticed that when we go over those bumps, that is not a very good car. But this one was very nice.
Alright, so if you're just tuning in, we are driving the 2021 Lexus LS500. Now, we also have an optional bonus car tonight. If we hit that $10 donation mark, we will head up and grab the Kia K5, brand new. It's really just a Kia Optima, but it's new name, or at least new name for this market. And we'll go check it out. It's a nice, cool gray color. It'll be a lot of fun to drive that around as well. So, to do that, let's get those donations in.
Can you name a few exciting things that are new about this K5?
Totally new looks, new interior. I think it might be a new powertrain. I don't know. It'll actually be my very first time driving it. So you would get the completely raw, uncut, unfiltered first impressions of mine. I mean, every car we live drive, I obviously have to drive it to wherever we're live driving. So I've at least driven it for 5 or 10 minutes. I can tell you some things about it. The K5, I will be getting it fresh from Chris up at the Topher. So it'll be first impressions. So
they've never ever made that car before.
Well, it was the Kia Optima that they've made for a long time. They just renamed it.
Oh, okay.
For the U.S. market, but I mean, it's new. It's redone. So yeah.
Very cool.
And I haven't driven an Optima in years, so it'd be somewhat new.
Cool. Comment update?
Sure. Beladiya says it's a 2-liter turbocharged, only available in India.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
For the Volvo XC40.
Yep.
Nice.
And he says that with the rolling eyes emoji. So I think he's a little disappointed. But Jonathan says something interesting. He says PDK plus Lexus 4.6-liter V8 equals Dream LS500.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Or even the 5.0 that they put in the LC and RCF. That would be sweet too. Yeah.
Marty says he wishes that they got the K5 in Australia, but it's only in left-hand drive. That's disappointing.
So I will add in one more enticement. If we can get just $5 total in the donations, we will do a burnout. Because as we experienced on the way here, this thing is incredibly capable of that, being rear-wheel drive, 416 horse. It'll whip them around, so...
I'll say one word. Smoke.
Smoke.
I'm hoping... I want to stop going this way because I know our signal's not great over here, but it's also a great section of road for when we're driving around, so it's kind of like...
So far, so good.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know if we have any issues when we drive this section, because I can force myself not to go.
Right. Boop, boop.
Let's keep going this way, actually. I can't remember if we've got good signal there in order to do a walk around. We'll go back to the industrial park. Other than that, I mean, this is, like I've kind of said the whole drive, I've been pleasantly surprised by the redesign. Here, this is something we can do.
Ah, yeah.
One of you guys can look through these.
Oh boy.
And see if there's anything notable to show. Those are all new things about the Lexus LS for 2021.
Would you like the camera?
Sure. And would you like to
Sure, I'll take
comments?
that.
All right, let's go through these. So, the first one we have the LS. It has enhanced transmission shift logic, optimized and refined gasoline, and a revised multi-stage hybrid system. Does this one have this?
No, this is not the hybrid.
Okay, this is not the hybrid. Very nice photo. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's see. Softer touch front and rear door center console armrest, enhanced front seat stitching, and internal springs. Huh, I've never heard of internal springs in the seats.
Maybe that's why it's so comfortable.
Yeah, probably. Anything else interesting? Let's see, you can read this too. See, it's such a good looking car. I love the wheels on this especially. Rear camera washer for digital rear view mirror.
Huh.
Oh, for this. That's good. Here, Nathan, hand Alissa the camera real quick. We'll do a quick launch.
Oh.
We gotta do it before the person comes.
Should I do a 0 to 60?
If you can get it in time.
Clock. Stop it.
Really,
5.6 seconds on the dot.
you could really feel it squat. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, you really could.
I mean, at the end of the day, this car still is floaty, and that's why I'm surprised that it handles as well as it does.
Cool.
I'm gonna keep it in Sport Plus mode for a little bit of sporty driving before we head on up for the car flip-flop.
Flip-flop. That wanted to just keep on spinning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty
it's
cool.
really tossable.
Do you think this is S-Class comfort?
No.
No? Is it pretty close? Is it
I'd say if
almost there?
S-Class is 10, this is from driving comfort 9, seat comfort 8.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and remind everybody how much this car is, actually.
Well, this is actually a pre-production car, and we don't have a window sticker on it.
Oh.
But it's probably 80-ish,
Okay,
80 to
okay.
85, maybe. Probably about 85. We don't have any like super fancy things like massaging seats, but we do have the soft closed doors, a few of those other things. So it's 80 to 85 range.
Gotcha. Okay.
The turn-in is just, it's really good.
I'm surprised the tires don't squeal at all.
They don't.
No.
Yeah.
They grind,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't squeal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they made squeal-less rubber.
Cool.
Alright, I've gone through everything interesting in that. Try to get some views from riding in the backpack here.
Sure.
Let's do 1 or 2 comment updates, and then I'll hand it right on over.
Alright.
Can I read them?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So you want me to take the camera while you're reading them?
Sure.
Alright.
Roberto Rodriguez says, hello from Venezuela. That's a great
Hola.
car. What would you prefer between the Lexus LS and the Genesis G90?
G90 is a better deal. Lexus is a nicer product.
Cool.
The G90 is really good. I like the G90 better than the GV80, which, I mean, kind of makes sense. It's a bigger platform. But the G90 is not as light on its feet as this car. This is surprisingly playful. The G90 you could toss around, but it really felt like you're driving a boat. This is more like a speedboat.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Jonathan S. Says, if fuel economy and EPA standards get too strict, they could always take a page out of Yamaha's book, start offering twin-turbo crossline inline 4s, sip fuel and sound like a baby twin turbo V8.
You know, that he raises a good point that car manufacturers need to start getting exciting with their inline fours, because we know it's the future, and I think the only person who's done that, well, the only company that's done that is Hyundai with the Veloster N. The Veloster N sounds so cool. I know that's exhaust too, but like they've made an inline four have character. And there have been other companies that have had characteristic inline fours, but lately most people are just pumping out boring, standard 2-liter turbos. And I'm sure you agree with me, Nathan. It'd be cool if, like, the way with snowmobiles and motorcycles and that sort of thing, like an inline four was like exciting.
Yeah.
Or even get cool inline threes. You know, Yamaha's got
a 205 horsepower turbocharged 3-cylinder.
It's a 3-cylinder?
Yeah.
Wow. In the Sidewinder?
Yep.
I thought it was a 4.
Sidewinder, it's a 998 cc 3-cylinder turbo.
Cool, I didn't realize that.
And it's just like they just design the piping or whatever it is in such a way to make it good, reliable, but a lot of power.
Yeah. It's a good point from either whatever Jonathan that was. He's got 2.
Jonathan S.
Okay.
Marcus JJ1973 says it's about 10 years or more behind the new W223.
Yeah. That's the S-Class.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The S-Class has held the crown in this category probably forever, and I don't see it losing it anytime soon.
Ron says, by the way, the touchscreen can't be programmed for smooth touch control because the main mapping is just mapped like that.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Do you think there's a Lexus LS570 in the future there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that shouldn't be too hard to get.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
DJ CD9 asks for a nice POV on that.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Wait, Chris up at the Topher, I'm sure has one, so you can check it out.
What?
Don't you want it?
I don't know what you want.
Don't you want to take the tablet?
Oh, you want me to have it? Okay.
Well, I was gonna talk about the riding back
Oh,
here.
I forgot you were gonna do that. My bad.
So the back seat cover back there, well, one of the coolest back seats I've ever ridden. You've got all these options here as they showed you when they were back here. In terms of ride, it is sublime. I absolutely love the way you feel bumps and the way you feel the car move. You feel feel safe. You feel like everything is in control. But yeah, it's fun back here. It's fun, comfortable. It's just, I love it. Plus, not to mention the materials and everything back here. Everything's super nice. You feel like whoever's driving you is your driver. Jeeves.
Okay, thanks.
So yeah, that's pretty much the back seat, and I really wish this worked when there was weight up there.
I will say another this car is it's a bit wandery on the highway. I found myself constantly having to correct, and since the active lane keep is not very good and you get the ping pong effect, I'd find myself like it'd like kind of bounce off this way and then come back over here. Just didn't track. It didn't want to stay super straight. It required a good amount of correcting.
Do you think that's because it's a lighter steering?
It could be. Typically, it's more down to tires and alignment. Okay. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I'm not a fan of light steering.
Okay.
Whatever car I'm driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
Oh goodness! A nice $10 donation from Amy Dreyer.
Hey, thank you, Amy. Just in time because moment, and that leaves us just enough time to light up the rears a little bit.
Ah, cool.
Yes.
Ooh, I know what I can do.
Thank you, Amy.
You guys can get a full, oh, this will be perfect when we see the smoke.
I was almost thinking you could get outside the car and do it from there, but
I could do that.
That's fine.
we love industrial parks.
I could even stick my head out the window and hold the camera on. Oh, why is this Ram following us?
He probably just has to go down here too. This whole road wraps around.
Maybe he really likes this car.
Shoot, I
There's a semi too.
Yeah, it's just such a refined ride.
Okay, there we go. What about a 2021 Mercedes W213 E63? A lot of letters and numbers on that one.
I love the E63. I mean, Nathan's argument still applies that arguably, I mean, a Lexus is going to be more reliable, but I would take an E63.
An E63 wagon.
Yes.
I'm wondering if that is your opinion.
No, we should be able to get one of those. It should be easier to get than an RS6 wagon, which we also want to get. We were just at the car store the other day, if you will, the place we get cars from, and we saw a lot of cool stuff. They even have a 2021 Porsche 911 Turbo S there. But it's on summer tires, so the guy was like, what are we supposed to do with this? You can't drive a Turbo S
This is on summer tires?
Yeah, but this,
it's not a Porsche.
This, it's not a $200,000 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds Porsche.
All right, what camera angle should I do this in?
What are you inclined to do?
I think it's gonna look really cool from right here because we'll be able to get the lines and the smoke.
Okay.
All right.
Oh no, our tires are too hard. That was just a full launch.
It left some marks, but.
Oh, it did?
Our tires were colder.
Yeah.
Earlier. Let's see if we can figure this.
No, no.
Don't worry, we won't give up, guys. You know me, I never give up until it's too late.
There we go.
That was pretty cool. I saw some lines there.
There was one wheel and one line only, but it's still pretty cool.
Can tell
Man,
we got an open diff.
that was actually still really very smooth.
Yeah, you don't hear the tires at all.
You don't hear the tires. You don't feel. It doesn't feel like, oh my god, like we're all gonna lose it. It's
Yeah.
so smooth.
You typically get a lot more nervous when.
Yeah.
Not from back here, you can really feel the tires shaking.
Right, but you can't hear them, which is
No,
strange.
you can't
yeah,
hear
that's
them.
true.
No. Cool.
We'll do one last one since we know Amy would really appreciate it since she donated. Technically, she donated $5 twice, so she'd want 2 burnouts. So we'll hit this parking lot up here. We'll do a little donut, and then we should be able to drive the new K5.
You're welcome, Amy.
And Beladiya. Beladiya helped with that
Yes.
as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
And that gauge cluster is so cool.
It is quite neat.
I dig it.
But
And you got a head-up display. I haven't mentioned that, but it works pretty well. I find myself pretty much never looking down at the gauge cluster. I'm always just peeking at the head-up display.
Everyone say hi to Kyle.
Hey, Kyle made it.
Hi, Kyle.
hi, Kyle.
Glad to have you on. Yeah, I could see myself dailying this car so easily, and I didn't care for the GV80 as a daily. I kind of liked the X5. I could see myself dailying it, but this 100%. If I were in the market for a very nice daily driver car, it's effortless, and it actually allows you to have some sort of driving engagement too, which I straight up did not expect. There's a good amount of people here.
So Marcus, 1973, says, so it doesn't have that Germanic straight line stability,
No.
and he's surprised that, considering Lexus's target market.
I'm surprised as well. Yeah, it didn't eat the miles the way. The whole car's been a surprise for me. Usually I expected it to just be like a floating couch, but it was kind of the opposite.
Jonathan S. says, let's be honest, if someone offered to pay insurance and maintenance for the whole lifetime of an S63 AMG, we'd all pay the MSRP of $160K.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Might be homeless afterwards, but that's not the point.
So I'd just like to point out that those stripes are not mine, and neither are those, and neither are those, but we'll make a few extras. Nathan, would you like to stand outside?
I would love to stand
Maybe
out
I don't
outside.
want to be in here.
We'll just do one quick.
And if anyone comes, we all know the drill. Run for the railroad tracks. At least I do that. You guys get to drive away.
Yeah. Make sure you keep recording.
Ooh.
You can't do donuts, it's an open
Oh, that smells terrible. That's not coronavirus, that's tire
Virus.
corona cough.
Yeah, can't do donuts with an open differential, that's for sure. We just had a very nice one-wheel peel.
They're hot though.
Yeah?
It's hot. That's gonna go a long way.
That is smelly.
Yes. Cool.
That is
Well, very impressed by the 2021 Lexus LS500 F Sport rear wheel drive. I'm actually going to get one nice photo of it right here. Nathan, would you like to take the camera and do your final thoughts?
I love this thing. I love the way it looks. I love the way it feels. I love the way it goes. I love the interior. It's comfortable. It's fast. It's respectable. You know, the other thing about a Mercedes is it seems like a lot of people get, you know, annoyed with the fact that it's a Mercedes and it's very outstanding. It's got a stereotype.
Did you say Mercedes?
Yeah.
Okay.
But this, it's a lot more understated. Not that many people are gonna, you know, think of, oh, there's that obnoxious person in the Lexus.
You're right, I agree. This definitely has a different image to it, and I think there's a specific buyer for the LS. So, just in time, we transition over to the Kia K5. You gonna start with a little walk around? I'll grab our
Sure.
things. Here. You can say hello to Chris at the Topher.
First impressions, reminds me of the Kia Stinger, and that's probably on purpose. I love the orange accents on the headlights. You got the 4 main beams right there. You got the cool, mostly open grille, but it's got the cool, kind of like squares in the front. Up front, I love these wheels. Wheels look really nice. Hi, Chris.
Hey, do I look nice?
You do look
Always.
nice.
How's it going, guys?
Pretty good.
Cool. Yeah, Kia K5. Basically just an Optima, but
Refreshed?
refreshed. Super fresh Optima.
Does it remind you of the Stinger at all?
I don't know. I haven't driven a Stinger recently, but yeah, there's a lot of like newer infotainment graphics stuff in here, but the switchgear and everything else feels mostly the same. I've really only driven it like 30 miles, so I can't really comment much yet. So yeah, I'm excited to get into the LS500 though.
Yeah, did we
That thing is
did we
fun.
hype it up enough for you?
Yeah, it sounds. I mean, the F Sport is fun, and like you think LS500 F Sport, that doesn't really make sense, but it works.
I was incredibly surprised because
Yeah.
I've driven all-wheel drive F Sports and they've been duds. So
Yeah.
this one was a good redemption.
The rear-wheel drive LS500 is a big difference from the all-wheel drive. I noticed that when I went to the launch on those. The ride quality is better, it drives better, the steering is just nicer, it feels like an LS500 instead of just like a
Like an eh.
yeah,
Good way to put it.
yeah.
Cool. Well, any revealing thoughts did you already share about the K5?
No, I don't really know much about it, and I haven't really driven it much,
Cool.
so I can't really say much.
Well, we're going to get initial impressions right now,
All right,
and we will let you enjoy your
sounds good.
speedboat.
I don't even know what engine is in here. Is it the naturally aspirated 2.4, 2.5? I don't know.
We should quiz ourselves. Can we tell visually?
It sounds really chromey.
Look at these taillights. I know they look orange.
Those are cool.
Yeah, they look orange on the camera, but they're actually your typical red.
Right.
And you can tell right away that the way the hips are shaped and this silver chromish trim piece, pinstripe, they're trying to make it look like the Stinger, and I love that because it seems, well, all their cars are kind of like, they seem to be embodying the looks of the Stinger and kind of the spirit and the essence, and I love that.
They've got the hood open. Go up there.
Make our way up here.
Yeah.
Turbo.
It does make it quite clear which engine is in here.
They leave it really exposed too.
I do kind of like that. You sort of get to see the fun.
You just
the
get
fun
to
bits.
see its heart.
It's the opposite of that. Completely covered.
Smart stream.
What do people think?
Not much yet.
No?
Nope.
No initial thoughts on the K5?
I don't think so.
Yeah, there is
In it
a
'cause
little
it's
bit of
very
a delay.
cold.
Yep. Well, cool. Thanks. We're gonna get in and warm ourselves up a little bit.
All right, do your thing.
Cool. Speed.
Yeah.
Good deal. I will touch base with you later on tonight.
All right, sounds good.
See you, man. See it?
I am cold.
Yes. We need an indoor spot to do our live drives.
Yes.
It's actually been a good bit of time since I've been in a Kia.
Oh my god, why are the windows down?
Because coronavirus. You gotta let some air out. Try to get the virus out of there.
Nathan, would you like comments?
Sure.
Okay.
First off, I mean, and so these are my pure thoughts just getting into the car. It's incredible how far Kia has come at making, I'll turn the fans down for you, get our heated seats going, in making what almost comes off as a luxury car. Let me get the lights on.
Yeah.
I mean, we just got out of a $85,000 Lexus, and look at this. You've got fake wood grain, but has some texture to it. Kind of some probably metal covered materials again, even if it's just plastic, it looks like metal. Here goes the Lexus. You've got this nice touchscreen that pops out here. Works very nicely, these cool gauges.
Actually, look how responsive this is.
Oh yeah, Kia makes great touchscreens.
Cool.
This nice steering wheel, decent feeling leather, heated and cooled seats.
Phone charger.
Wireless device charger, something the Lexus did not have. 2 USB ports up there, 12 volt, a USB in here, so that's 3 right in the front. What is this?
Oh, I was trying to pull and it wasn't pulling.
Huh. Maybe I'll have you try at that later.
Moran, maybe if you can find this out for us.
Resident fact checker.
What is that?
Why does it say
It says pull. There's a little lever that goes down, and when you pull, nothing happens.
Interesting.
One thing I noticed right away is the materials. They're not as good as the Lexus, but when it comes to fit and finish and the solidness, it's on par. Like, nothing feels like you could just pull it right off. Everything feels very solid. The door handles too. When you put this down, it doesn't flop around and stuff. It feels nice and in there. It doesn't shake that much. Everything feels solid, nice, and it's very comfortable back here too. You got the wood grain right here, which is obviously not real wood, but it looks good and it feels good. Got kind of this metal trim piece right here. This is hard, but it's the back seat of a mid-level, mid-range sedan. And look at that.
This is beautiful.
Panoramic moonroof.
That Lexus
Wow.
didn't have that. There was actually a commenter that said it would be really cool
Yeah.
if that Lexus in particular would
Yeah, it
have a
did.
panoramic sunroof.
It had 2 separate roofs, but there was a big
Well,
spot
Actually,
in the
I wonder if it's the same thing as like the I noticed in the GV80, if you put your hand up through the fabric
right
trim
there?
piece, it was actually hollow through there, so you could stick your hand all the way through.
yeah.
Right.
That might just be a safety thing, I don't know, but it's a similar thing. But anyway, you got a leather pouch right here, silver around here, very nice, very solid. I'm not surprised because Kia's been doing this a lot lately and they're a very good car company, but I'm impressed every time.
So we don't have a window sticker for this.
Is that new?
Yeah, 2021, but it's a K5EX. So let's just look up real quick. Kia K5EX. Give us at least a base price of $28,000. Well, $29,000 after this destination. So this one's probably about 30 grand. You could buy almost 3 of these for the cost of Lexus.
Wow.
Too bad, Nathan.
Or have
Oh,
Alissa
yeah.
do one. Nathan
Which
do
one
the
would you like me to do?
I'd like to do camera because
Okay.
comment on
Comment's
there,
gonna be
but
exhausting.
I love doing the
but this looks like it's a cool camera view because I can get both of your heads from right here, and you
And a
can
POV
see.
drive.
Yeah, you can see everything.
That's great. Cool.
Also, I want to get your guys' opinion. Is this blue or gray? Because
It's periwinkle.
Periwinkle was on Blue's Clues, wasn't she?
There is a
I don't
difference
know.
between these two, isn't it?
No,
No.
not
Just the
from
lighting.
right here.
It's got to be the lighting. Which this is actually really very bright.
Yes.
Yeah, it's nice.
But yeah, is this blue or gray? Comment in the comments.
I think whatever it is, it's beautiful. I like it. I like that it's not fully blue.
Yeah.
Like that Lincoln Navigator that we had, it was very blue, and so it could get old really fast and also look very dated in like 10 to 20 years. And this is not fully gray, so it's got some color, some tone to it to make it look a little bit richer, a little bit unique unique.
Yeah.
Which I like that.
Now, Charlie, I have and Alyssa, you can answer this too, but when I was talking about outside, it seems like Kia is now constantly trying to capture the essence of the Stinger in their new models.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Do you feel that from not from a look standpoint, but from a driving standpoint?
They've been explicit about that. They've straight up said we're trying to bring the Stinger into other cars. They started with the new Forte. They had like the Stinger key, kind of like similar sort of thing, and a similar front end and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good design language for them. Initial driving impressions, I like the feel of the steering wheel. I like the feel of the steering in general. It's very raw feeling. It doesn't feel super built. Just got out of the Lexus, which was a very nice progressive throttle. I'm only in, so let me try switching.
Yeah, the tires have been squealing nearly every time you...
I know, and I've not meant to do that.
That's interesting.
But I like the feel of it so far. It feels pretty good. It feels light. And again, typically, I mean, I don't review a car for you guys until I've kind of cleansed my palate a bit from whatever I was just driving. So you do have to kind of recalibrate yourself if you come from a dramatic car difference like the LS into this. But
cool.
The ride is a lot worse.
It's not too.
It's not bad for what it is.
We shouldn't say it's
A lot worse.
because the Lexus had amazing ride quality. This is comfortable. Like I'm not being jarred around or anything.
Not yet.
So for any of you who have just tuned in, this is not a 2021 Lexus LS500. It is a Kia K5. We swapped here near the end thanks to some generous donations, and we're going to finish out the live drive for another 10-15 minutes or so, giving you our initial thoughts on this top trim K5, which was the Optima.
Yeah, you guys got a 2-for-1 deal.
Yes.
Look at that Tahoe with antlers on the top. I don't know if you can see that.
That's kind of cute when they do that.
It's cute, but it's silly.
Yeah.
It's for the type of person that has that
Those eyelashes on their bugs.
that funny personality. Not in a bad way, but they're just always the person that's telling the jokes.
Yas donated $2.99. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Yas. You'll stand by.
Yeah. All right, let's do some comment updates. So, I don't like this scroll on this. Everyone say hello to the Pittsburgh man.
Hey, Pittsburgh man.
Hello.
Glad he made it. Ooh, this is weird.
Oh?
Feel on the side there. There's the plastic.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. It does do that. Let's see
the back too. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's just it threw me off.
I'm just kind of wondering why though. Like not. If you hear. Like,
Somebody.
Jonathan S. says the trim color is called Ash Blue Syntax.
Hey, I was right about.
Harry. Yeah, because
Maybe not. Confusing it with 11 minutes.
doesn't Harry blues.
You click, you don't scroll, you don't drag. You're clicking as though it's a computer mouse. Yep.
Rear headroom. I'm 5'9", and if I sit up totally straight, my head is
So you're
touching.
actually moving the mouse cursor.
It's not bad though. I've been in worse cars. Legroom, there's plenty of legroom. The seating is obviously in his position. Got about 6 inches. Shoulder room. These are pretty wide seats actually, and they do give you a good bolster. I can move side to side and they catch me.
Here, let's do a. Oh, it spun and then killed the power. Okay. So it feels sedan-like. That engine was a little whiny, but you know, for what this is, not too bad. I think this is so. This about when you in the should be in the same class as like the Accord and the Camry and the Fusion and everything, right?
Yep.
Okay. It's pretty nice.
Fusion because they don't
Need my phone?
Do they still make the? I get confused. They said they're gonna stop making the Fusion a long time ago, yet they still dragged it up.
I think they're making it. I think.
Well, they have the hybrid and electric. No, it's not. It's hybrid. They have
Well,
the
they have a
plug-in
plug-in,
hybrid. What I'm gonna do is ignore the Fusion because it doesn't really matter.
Right. It's dead.
The new Honda, the new Toyota, they're all very nice inside like this.
The Altima's nice as well. Let me think. There's something in this class. Oh, the Sonata, obviously. The Sonata. I think so far, even this is very good. I'd rather have a Sonata. The Sonata feels more elegant inside and out. This feels more like Sportster, like
Volkswagen Passat.
I haven't driven the new Passat yet. There's a new one as of like 2020. I haven't driven it.
Oh,
It's around. We need to get in it. We need to do a comparison with your Passat.
Did you guys mention a Legacy?
Oh, the Subaru Legacy is not good.
It's just not good.
Yeah.
Aw. Kid Monzo.
Yeah.
I hope that wasn't your car.
Old Legacy is cool, like the back in the turbo, you know, manual days, but no, not anymore. I think someone, Tedward, I think described the Legacy ones. It was either Edward or it was Chris said he's never felt closer to falling asleep behind the wheel of a car than he has in the Legacy.
Rough. Rough.
Yes.
Subaru is a car company based on marketing, except for the WRX. STI.
And I think the Outback is still pretty compelling, and the Forester. I like some Subarus. I was surprised by the Forester.
Going back to the Kia.
Okay.
What do you guys think of the name change? K5.
I think it's stupid.
Tell it like it is.
Just because Optima had been around for so long. There are brands that stick with model names for a long time, like Elantra or Camry, Civic, Silverado, things like that. People like familiarity. People, even if they weren't great cars throughout their entire run, when people are familiar with something, they're more inclined to like it. Then you've got brands like Chevy that constantly change the names of things every 5 years. Sonic, Cavalier, Aveo, Cruise. Like they're just constantly bringing out this new model, which is just the same as whatever they're renaming. So I think Optima was building up a reputation for itself, and then they kind of lost it. However, other markets, it's been K5 for a long time, so maybe they just wanted to align it with their global market. And if that's the case, okay, fine.
That makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
I would have to disagree with you on that because, like, I didn't know about the Optima until about a couple of years ago. That's like when I really started paying attention to it when I was looking for a car.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people, like, Optima just doesn't speak to them at all. They never think about it. K5 sounds it sounds better. It's easy to memorize, whereas Optima, it doesn't really flow with anything.
Yeah. To each his and her own, I suppose.
Each name change is just a rebranding. Right?
Yep.
Isn't that-
Check out the channel.
Yep. It says love S after wondering is San Francisco. So cool. Thanks for tuning in, and yeah, that a couple of videos on that should
Yeah, we
be
lit
on
that
the
car up.
channel.
Yeah, not
That
only
was
that,
a fun car. I liked that one.
we did a live drive with that. What is that car? Is that a new Bronco Sport?
Oh,
It is a Bronco
tune-in.
Sport.
Oh.
Well, it might be pulling out.
I bet you that's an actual Ford test car there.
It is a Bronco Sport.
Oh.
Alissa and I did a live drive in the LC500 and it downpoured on us.
Yeah,
Probably the
it
hardest rain I've ever driven.
Huh.
Yeah, that was a little sketchy there though. And
Yeah.
those were on summer tires too, probably because it was
Yeah, I think so.
summertime then when we did it.
We've developed a squeak rattle, or however you want to describe that. It
It's
sounds
a-
like it's coming from over there, and it's
I
awful.
hear it up here.
Okay.
I hear it too. Oh.
For those of you guys that don't know this, Charlie hates any kind of cabin noise that should not be there.
And Nathan.
Yeah,
And I guess Nathan too. Yeah.
A particular car dealership worked
Oh,
on my
Lord.
car, and they were working on this right here. And not only did they completely destroy this rubber trim piece right here. They also didn't screw something in right here on the driver's side.
Oh, is it rattling?
It rattles just going down the highway, and it's in your ear. So imagine just a ticking sound in your ear. It sounds just like that actually. What up
That's
there?
sad.
That's so annoying. And it was silent before. None of that ever happened. But this dealership, a Volvo dealer, got a hold of it and ruined it, and I'm really annoyed.
Okay, guys, listen to this. That was some good timing.
Oh, here comes, sorry, quick pause. Here comes the Bronco Sport.
Okay. Is it better?
It's gonna come around right here. Here it comes.
Cool.
Bronco Sport.
All right. Yes.
Okay. Jonathan S. You say the Subaru Legacy is boring. I can fix that problem. Take a Kawasaki H2R engine and drop it in the Subaru. Problem solved. 14 red line. Totally normal.
To be fair, Jonathan, you take that engine, put it in just about any car that weighs less than 4,500 pounds, and you're gonna have a good time.
I could take an LS3 and put it in the Aveo, and it'll be a brilliant car.
Exactly.
And Moran says, I hate when automatic transmission doesn't hold the gear in manual mode.
Oh yeah, we need to do the Moran test. Sport, manual mode, off we go. Gosh, the throttle is just so touchy on this car. It is shifting for us. Sorry, Moran, don't buy a K5. I do like the shifters though that are big, thunky flop overs like this.
Just heads up, we are at 23% battery life.
All right, well, we are going to get wrapping things up here in the next few minutes, so that is perfect.
Yeah.
Here, Nathan, I'll do a little POV.
Next start says, what if the Stinger was called a K? Big size all around.
Stinger sounds like something cool, aggressive, like it kind of tells you, oh, that's probably like a pretty cool car.
Yeah.
K6 or 8 or something like that would tell me nothing.
RSK8.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Oh, fun fact I actually learned. Did you know that Porsche was the one that created the RS line for Audi?
Oh.
They suggested to do RS.
That makes sense.
For Audi. And they stuck with it ever since for the original RS2.
Porsche is best.
Yeah says, Optima sounds old school. I like K5 better.
Fair enough.
I can see that being kind of cool for people that aren't really super into cars. And I'm saying this from my perspective, yes, not yours, because I know you're totally into cars. It sounds like a rebranded, refreshed, kind of like, ooh, this is new. I want to see what that is kind of car.
Well, we'll see if it lasts.
Yeah.
Nice gauges. Kind of a nice red glow. A lot of white.
Although I do have to say that the center screen I don't like. It looks old.
You're right. Why is it so small? Like there's a huge bezel.
Yeah, there's a really big bezel on that. I like how responsive it is.
No, not the center. Like,
you mean the screen itself?
In between the gauge cluster.
Oh, that?
Oh, that looks like a Passat.
Yeah, it does. So
Yeah.
it looks like
You're
it's
right.
pulled right from any Volkswagen.
Yeah, that little screen on the gauge cluster right there is the same size as my 2013 Passat.
Well, on this $30,000 K5, I don't mind it as much. On the Genesis GV80 that we had last week, that was essentially the same screen, I minded it a lot more.
Cool.
So we're gonna get wrapping things up. So any last things you all would like to see, let us know on this K5. We will be putting it through the whole gamut of daily motor testing. Sound system test, real world highway fuel economy, POV review, all the goods. But yeah, I think initial impression, it has a different characteristic than the Sonata. The Sonata feels more kind of like smooth inputs, a little bit more elegant both in its appearance and in the way it drives. This thing drives the way it looks. It's kind of sharp. And I don't know if I necessarily like that yet. As you can see from driving around, it's been squealing the tires a bunch, and the steering it just feels very direct. And I don't know, for daily driving, we'll have to see. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan S says, had a great time hanging out with you guys. Looking forward to the LS500 Market Levinson test.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
And Jonathan Perez de Jesus says, I think, salute from the Dominican Republic.
Ah. Hey, I do want to ask Jonathan a quick question before we log off.
Yep.
Would it be useful to do a 2020 Lexus LS500 Mark Levinson review as well? Because technically they have said that they've made some small changes. I think I'll answer my own question a little bit after I listen to it and try to see if it's any different than the 21, but I just want to know if he thinks it would be valuable to see both.
Cool.
So let us know.
Yes, let us know. The Pittsburgh man is asking for exhaust sound with Nathan behind.
Well, you've been requested. Yep. Do you still have the phone on you?
I do not. I give it to you.
You sure?
Oh wait, no, I haven't. Never mind.
You better have. Somebody better have it. It's my phone.
All right, let's go. Let's see. Huh. Wow. Wasn't expecting it to be so expressive. Hear that? Man, you can really hear it when it's coming back down the revs. You can really hear it. Yeah, that sounds good. That's better than what I was expecting. It sounds good.
It does?
Yeah.
Well, you know, Hyundai Kia has been doing a decent job at making small motors lately.
And it's not anything like anything crazy about it. It's like you do hear it. It doesn't sound just like a typical vacuum cleaner.
Neat. Well, I do actually like this gray better than the very flat gray that this car also comes in. I know people do like that flat, but I like this. Do you guys think that these big orange lights are going to age well?
No.
In 15 years, are we going to still think that looks cool, or are we going to think that looks like, oh, there's a 15-year-old K5 that looks old?
I think it'll look cool.
Okay.
I like how orange it is and not just like a red trying to be orange or vice versa.
The only downside is now the only other car that was new that had that was the Telluride, top-level Telluride. So, but maybe Kia's kind of making that so all top-level Kias have that signature orange glow.
Because the base level one has white, right?
I believe so. Same with the Telluride. Cool. Well, any last things we should know?
Yep. Update from Jonathan S.
Oh.
I'm not exactly looking into buying an LS500 anytime soon, but I would definitely be interested in hearing both. Obviously, though, it is totally up to you.
Cool.
So
well,
that is nice.
I probably will do it. You know, more content, better. More work for Charlie, but I'm okay with that. Thanks, guys. Any last comments we need to get to other than that?
The Pittsburgh man says not at all.
Cool.
I don't know what that's referring
Probably
to.
to the aging, maybe. I don't know how far we've gotten in.
That's fair.
Neat. All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Thanks, Nathan, for your help. Thanks, Alissa, for your help. Thank you all so much for watching. And yeah, you all know what we've got this week, but we have a ton of fun cars coming over the next month. Next week, AMG G63.
Ooh.
Oh.
Alissa hasn't experienced one of those yet, but they are awesome. We also have a Corvette coming, another C8. We're gonna take up into the snow and try to get it stuck. We've got our Chris and I are getting a project Toyota 4Runner coming in, and we're gonna turn it into an overland build. We've got the new Cadillac Escalade, Kia Seltos, a bunch of other fun cars coming up. So be sure to subscribe and definitely look out for more live drives. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.
Oh, wait.
Oh, I just saw the backlights. Those are cool.
Yeah, I commented on those.
All right, good.